This is Axel 72 in association with Square Circle Boxing. Pleasure to be joined by Skye Nicolson. Skye, first of all, how are we?
I'm really good, thank you. Happy to be here. I boxed in Leeds in my second ever fight, and I know how excited Leeds gets for the big fight. So, no, very excited for Saturday night.
And I suppose to get straight into it, you spoke about boxing in England, and how do crowds compare in different places where you box? Where do you feel like has the best atmosphere?
Oh, look, I think the UK in general has really, really great sports fans. It's obviously something that the nation prides themselves on, and I wouldn't say like anywhere's better than others. It's just different. You get different feels in different places. I know Leeds loves getting behind the big fight nights. I experienced it myself having a fight week here, and obviously dancing under the lights in front of the Leeds crowd, and it was amazing. So, but obviously it's the same. I boxed in Dublin as well and had the same. So, I mean, I wouldn't say anywhere's better than anywhere, but you definitely know there is some cities where they get extra excited.
Indeed, and I mean, for this main event, it's a great main event, and I suppose, what is your opinions on this fight?
I mean, it's obviously a very long anticipated wait for this fight. Obviously, again, even when they finally did get the fight announced, having that injury that set them back another couple of months, it's been long awaited. But for me, I see Catterall winning this fight. But I think we're going to see a war. I think it's probably going to be close again. I think we're gonna see a war. But I think the right man's going to win.
And when the first fight ended controversially, and when you see judges and scorecards not necessarily going in people's favour, is it nice to, I suppose, have seen the rematch be made? And maybe if it was in a similar position for you, you would be, I'm sure, eager to run a fight like that back.
Yeah, of course, definitely. I mean, I think anyone who loses, they want that rematch. They want their chance to right their wrongs, and I'm glad it's happened for Jack.
Indeed, and for yourself, any kind of, I know you can't say too much, but any kind of fight announcements in soon?
There's a fight announcement right around the corner. It's not 100% locked in, but we've got the opponent. We've got an approximate date. I just don't know where yet, but literally any day now. So it won't be long. It will be mid-July. So we've started camp, and very excited for the next one.
And of course, your last fight was such a huge fight for yourself. Have you had a chance to, actually let it sink in fully yet?
I mean, I think so. I think it's just that I feel like I have so much I want to achieve, and I know this isn't the ceiling for me. Winning the world title, of course, it's a special moment, but I just know there's so much more to achieve. So while it's sunk in, it's like I'm not settled yet. I'm not done yet. So it's hard to really sit with it, but. No, obviously I'm very proud of what I've done in my first 2 years as a pro, my first 10 fights as a pro, but it's just the beginning.
And it is really refreshing to hear that, because obviously you see sometimes fighters get that big success and then, go out and, I suppose, flex their riches and things like that. And for you, it seems like it's not about that. It's about, I suppose, just keeping on progressing.
Yeah, getting to the top's one thing, but staying at the top's another. And I've got a big job on my hands now, and I guess a target on my back as well, so which I welcome. I'm excited about that. I want big fights, so no, I'm very, very excited about the next few years to come.
And do you feel like you're now at a point of your career like how it's for the first time you do have that target on your back, and you are, now getting chased by other fights, and you've now got possibly more options?
Honestly, I love it. There's the opportunity now to fight girls that we've been trying to fight for the past year. Even Mahfoud was a fight we tried to make for a year and a half before I finally got to fight her. So, no, it definitely it opens up more opportunities for me to be in better fights, which I'm very excited about. Obviously, the rest of the belts are still tied up with Serrano, so it'll be very interesting to see what kind of happens, what movements happen in the division after July 20th and her fight with Skye-Taylor, if she does plan to make more title defences at featherweight, or if she does start letting those belts go. And hopefully either way we can start seeing unification bouts in the division, if not undisputed. So
fingers crossed. And I suppose for that fight Serrano-Taylor too, it's of course great to see it be made again, but where do you think it can go? How do you think it will go, I suppose?
I think based on their most recent performances, I think Katie wins a lot more clearly than she did in the first fight. I think the extra weight as well. Serrano is a featherweight, so to be boxing up at super lightweight, I feel definitely isn't a benefit to Serrano. But again, I think it will still be a reasonably competitive fight, but I do think Katie wins more widely than she did in the last fight.
And after the loss for Katie, some people were saying that perhaps she's on the maybe back end of her career, but do you feel like she has still got a lot left to give?
I mean, she beat her back, and she did it well. She made the changes necessary. I think a loss to Chantel Cameron for undisputed at super lightweight, a division up from her natural weight, shouldn't really be an indication of her being on the slide, in my opinion. But everyone's going to face the day where age does become a factor, and she's had an amazing, incredible career. She's done it all. And I think for her, she's just got to know now when's the right time. I think a win in this rematch with Serrano could be the perfect ending for Katie, but at the end of the day, it's Katie's choice and her team around her, and I'm sure she would have, with the career she's had, the right people around her that know when it'll be the right time for her.
Amazing, I appreciate your time. One final question from me. Of course, getting big wins in boxing is the best part, but what else would you say is your favourite part of the sport?
I think inspiring the next generation. I think being that role model, I think being that real person that someone can relate to and be like, wow, if she did it, I can do it. And Katie Taylor was obviously that person for me for a long time. So I think probably one of the biggest things for me is being what Katie Taylor was to me, to the next generation, to the younger generation coming through, and show them that if you work hard enough, you can make your dreams come true.
Great message, Skye. Thank you very much.
Thank you.